As summer approaches, China prepares for its flood season, and many are wondering about the safety of the Three Gorges Dam. Concerns have been raised in the media, particularly on independent platforms, about potential issues with the dam. Some question these worries, pointing out that the dam was designed by the nation's finest engineers. They ask why critics remain skeptical and what exactly fuels their concerns. To address this, I believe it's essential to first understand how the Three Gorges Dam functions. I also want to encourage a way of thinking critically and independently about such matters. The Three Gorges Dam is a gravity dam, distinct from structures like skyscrapers, which rely on deep foundations. A skyscraper is akin to a tree with roots anchored firmly in the earth, capable of withstanding floods and strong winds. A gravity dam, however, has no such roots. It remains stable through its immense weight and the friction between its base and the ground. In simple terms, it is a massive, solid concrete block. When you think of a concrete block, you might picture the crash barriers along highways, built to prevent vehicles from veering off the road. The Three Gorges Dam stands 185 meters tall at its crest, with a width of 15.18 meters at the top and 130 meters at the base. Imagine a trapezoid-shaped concrete structure as tall as a 60-story building. Like a highway barrier, it is solid and designed to resist force from either side. Yet a gravity dam only needs to withstand the pressure of water flowing from one direction, so a single fortified face suffices. A cross-section of the dam reveals it resembles half of a crash barrier. These concrete segments are joined together, extending 2,335 meters in length. With its 130-meter wide base, this half-trapezoid relies on its sheer weight and ground friction to counter the force of the water. Consider a small barrier standing firm against a speeding car. Friction makes it possible. For a structure as colossal as the Three Gorges Dam, what could cause it to fail aside from rare events like earthquakes or tectonic shifts? The primary concern is this: if water levels exceed 185 meters and spill over the crest, the cascade from 180 meters would generate tremendous force. Water's power should not be underestimated. It can shatter stone and break timber. Such an impact could erode the bedrock supporting the riverbed. Drawing on Soviet dam designs, engineers incorporated an arched structure on the downstream side to redirect the force of overflowing water, reducing its impact on the bedrock. During routine flood releases, another mechanism, resembling a wedge, propels water 100 meters beyond the dam's foundation, protecting the base. If the bedrock were compromised, the dam could tilt, and no concrete mass, however large, would remain stable. Some online claims, citing satellite imagery, suggest the dam has shifted by over 40 meters. Unless it was constructed on unstable silt rather than solid rock, such movement seems improbable. If anchored to bedrock, like a highway barrier to pavement, displacing it 41 meters would be extraordinarily difficult, barring a major geological event. Otherwise, the likelihood is minimal. Many online voices urge trust in China's scientists and engineers, and I share that confidence. It's unthinkable they would overlook something as fundamental as clearing unstable silt before construction. Yet some still ask, if you believe they wouldn't make such errors, what is there to worry about? The concern lies in the construction process itself. Pouring concrete for such a massive structure presents a challenge. Cracks caused by thermal expansion and contraction. As cement and water react, they generate heat during hardening. The surface cools quickly, but the interior remains hot for an extended period. This difference, due to the principles of expansion and shrinkage, can cause surface cracks, much like a glass shattering when hot water is poured into it straight from the freezer. The Hoover Dam, once the world's largest, faced this issue with its 6 million tons of concrete. Without intervention, its interior would have taken 120 years to cool naturally. Engineers devised a solution akin to reverse underfloor heating, using 950 kilometers of steel pipes to circulate river water, cooling the concrete as it was poured. This reduced the cooling time to just 22 months. The Three Gorges Dam, far larger, used 4 million tons of concrete on its right bank alone. Reports indicate they employed secondary air cooling and ice flakes, even shielding concrete trucks from the sun during hot weather. Every measure imaginable. Official statements claim tens of thousands of monitoring instruments costing over 100 million yuan are embedded within. While we cannot verify what lies inside, the design's principles are straightforward, understandable even to a child. Over the 12 years of the dam's construction, can we believe there was not a single unreported issue? That question merits reflection. Some argue it's impossible. Given the stakes and national effort, the party would ensure excellence and transparency. Yet Chernobyl was a national priority for the Soviet Union, pursued with utmost seriousness. China's high-speed rail, built with rigorous standards, carries similar weight. Concealment isn't about boldness. It's the inevitable outcome of a system lacking oversight. The Three Gorges project, spanning 1994 to 2006, was far larger in scope and workforce, yet media reported only 8 worker deaths. Officially, by 2003, the Three Gorges Corporation's deputy general manager admitted 150 fatalities. Without that disclosure, how would we know the discrepancy? He cited a benchmark. In developed nations, 1 death occurs per $1 billion of project value. But in China's system, standards can be manipulated. That 150 figure might have been calculated to fit expectations. Consider the 2020 China-India border clash. China disclosed 4 soldier deaths in February 2021, while India reported 20. Some sources suggested China's losses were higher, 43 or more, but these remain unconfirmed. Initially, the regime led its supporters to believe there were no casualties. If a government controls information, censors communication, and silences dissent, why assume it has any obligation to be truthful? Is it merely their self-discipline we rely on? The party is like that hungry guard in an unmonitored bakery with no bread count. Why trust they haven't taken a loaf when they claim moral superiority, control the narrative, and can accuse others of theft? Returning to the Three Gorges Dam, over 12 years of such immense work, did anything go unreported? We may never know. It's akin to a wager. As ordinary citizens, if there were oversights, we can only hope they were minor. If all is well, we have peace and prosperity, a happy outcome. But if something fails, no one wishes for that. We can predict the party's response in a crisis. True credibility stems from transparency and public scrutiny, not from controlling media, suppressing criticism and self-promotion. The Chinese Communist Party aligns with the latter. Whether a failure occurs depends on chance, much like a plane crash or a car accident. We don't dwell on these because their likelihood is low. So, will the Three Gorges Dam face issues? Which system inspires more confidence? One with open accountability or one that obscures truth and erases dissent? I leave that for you to consider. Your own reasoning will guide you. Many in China express faith in the nation's engineers and technology, and I share that trust. Yet, in a system prone to deception, over 12 years with countless workers on such a monumental project, I believe much has likely been concealed. Thanks for watching and joining us on this journey to unveil China's many layers. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Your engagement helps us continue exploring and bringing these stories to light. Together, we can foster curiosity, critical thinking, and a deeper understanding of the world. See you in the next video.